This is the Pique and Mixe Picpoul Terre from the Côte d'Ital in France.
That's right.
So what have we got going on in here? First off, let's Picpoul Terre.
Yes, Picpoul Terre, 2 grapes. So the name of it is Pique and Mixe. Picpoul Terre are the grapes that are listed on here. It's 50-50 blend of Picpoul, a grape that we might have heard of. Picpoul, yeah, starting to see a lot more, maybe on wine lists. And that's Picpoul de Pique. And so Picpoul de Pique is a region which also has the grape Picpoul. Now this region is literally right next door, but this is Côte d'Ital is the region here. And Terre, the other grape, is sort of a native grape of that area. You don't see it anywhere else, which is why you probably never heard of it. And the Côte d'Ital, tiny little region. It's an IGP, which is like a broader region outside of Languedoc, but it's not that big. And it's right on the coast of the Mediterranean, very, very close to Picpoul. And the Côte d'Ital is on the coast of the Tau Basin. And the Tau Basin, if you don't know, is down on the Mediterranean Ocean. And it's like an, what do you call it? Like a
lagoon.
A lagoon, that's it. A lagoon that's closed in naturally. And it's where they do all of the oyster farming and mussel farming and stuff. So you have those big wooden structures set out in the sea there with all the oysters clinging onto the ropes and stuff. And
so it makes sense for our playful little fish friends.
Yeah, fishy friends on there. And absolutely, yeah, it's you know, sort of the seafood capital of France, and these grapes will be grown right on the coast there, looking out into the sea.
Now, is this where you tell me, saltwater lagoon, you know, seafood, there's a bit of a saltiness in here? Because not something I necessarily pick up, but I have seen it. I have seen it on wine descriptions.
Yeah, on tasting notes, yeah, sure. So sometimes wines are described as having a saline quality, a salty quality to them. That doesn't mean they have to have been by the sea. You know, some wines might be described as that just because of the type of soil they're grown in. Is it true? Not totally sure. Listen, you know, the idea that we can get flavours into grapes from the soil that they're grown in, it's actually pretty much unproven. You know, there's not a lot of evidence there to suggest that the soil will put flavour in the grapes. However, we do have to consider that this is right on the coast. You know, the coastal winds and the air in that area is going to be more salty than, you know, than other places inland. And you only have to think about like those sorts of herbs and plants and stuff that are grown in those types of areas that we now see a lot more in cooking. What's the little vegetable that looks like seaweed? That's very
samphire.
Samphire. You know, those types of things are salty because of the air that they breathe in and that sort of thing. So perhaps that was a pretty 50-50 answer. I think maybe there's some saltiness there.
Epically political answer there, ever the politician. So look, I mean, I think don't necessarily need to ask what we're eating with this one. It's pretty obvious. This is a seafood lover, but you know, if you're not, maybe you've got an allergy. Maybe you're not into fish. What else would this go with? Well,
the most important thing about this wine really, I think, is acidity. I mean, it is up there. And Picpoul de Pique, if you see that in the shops or on the wine list, that's going to be the same. These wines are super crisp, super dry, very, very high acid. As a result, really, really, really refreshing and thirst quenching. It's a classic Smash Grapes patio wine. For sure, it would be in a patio wine list for us. What does that mean? Swigging in the sun. Doesn't need any food. You could just glug it all day long. But if I was going to put it with food alternative to seafood, tricky one. You know, maybe a salady sort of thing, but you'd have to make sure that the salad dressing was super high in acid as well.
Nice. Well, look, you get the vinaigrette. I'll get this on ice. We'll have a salad.
Cheers.